Hey guys, it's Cassandra from Beads to Live By. How is everybody doing tonight? I see there are a few early risers there. Hey Barbara. Hey Lori. Sorry, I started to say Barb and then I realized that at no point in my life has my mother or father ever let anybody shorten my name. And I really try not to do it to other people unless I know they go by the shortened version of their name. So it's like Barbara. Good to see you guys tonight. Becky's just getting settled in. Oh, you know what? I never sent her a link. I bet that's why she has not joined us yet. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm sitting here like, oh, I wonder where Becky's at. Becky's waiting for me to send her the StreamYard link. I appreciate that everyone understands that, life happens and rather than give you guys some kind of song and dance, it's like, nope, I just plain darn forgot to send that along. So, brain has been a little scattered lately. Hey, Jody. Don't worry, guys. Becky is coming. I just basically the virtual equivalent of not letting her in when she came to my door. Aw, Jody, you're so sweet. Yes. Lots of busy humans around here these days, I'm sure. Honestly, there are times when I feel like the busier I am, the more organized I get because like my brain knows it has to. And not that I'm not busy right now, but I don't know. It's like just a weird phase of the year, I think. Hey, Liz. We're just getting settled in. I locked Becky out of the the video unintentionally, so hopefully she sees the response to her message that I just sent her because it just popped into my head. Aw, thanks, Jenny. It's good to see you. Well, if you're Becky's sister, you must be fantastic. So I'm grateful that you're here with us. Oh, Lori. That's good to hear. So Lori is a new subscriber. First month is beautiful. I did link at the top of the comments. If you guys scroll back to the very beginning of the comments in the video. Aw, Jody too. I forgot this is your first as well. So I've got a link to Becky's YouTube video with the unboxing. So if you did not get the April subscription, you can see every last bead that was in both of the subscription options as well as the companion bundles. I haven't even watched it all the way through. I just keep like catching snippets of it when I go to like share it with other people in other places. Yes, Jenny, you must have watched your sister's video. It is like all blues. So I had a customer who knows me well, and we were laughing about this because my original inspiration for April was April showers, bring May flowers. You know, we all know the saying. And I, just was, I think, looking for anything to give me some direction and focus for the. Are you ready, Becky? I added you to the stage, but I can't hear you, I'm sure, just because I popped you on there. Well, shoot, did I miss Jody's bracelet that she made? Somebody tell me where to find that. All right. Hey there, Becky. Oh my gosh. I'm positive that everyone in this video and anyone watching after will see the moment in my eyes where I realized without seeing your message that I hadn't sent you a link, because my face was like that Home Alone, like, oh no. And then I look at my phone. Of course, you've messaged me like, hey, can't really join you without a link. So I fessed up to everybody right away. You guys will vouch for me, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm using a different setup, so hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, you're coming through crystal clear. You're looking
Wonderful.
beautiful.
Yay. Yeah, my the camera that I'm using seems to be showing every single flaw. So
Not the case at all. You're so funny. Your hair looks so cute off to the side like that. Are we rocking an 80s like side pony?
a little bit. I was feeling the side pony today. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I just want to side pony it.
Intriguing to me that you're wearing a side ponytail today, because I literally was looking in my drawer full of like hair tools this morning and I was like, oh, I do still have a crimping iron. Maybe I'll crimp my hair this week, like just out of the blue. So apparently it's 80s hair week.
Yeah, you should actually. You should crimp your hair. That would be fun.
It is like the like beachier crimps that are like a little bit bigger. It's not like a full on 80s crimp,
Oh,
but
nice.
we could
Nice. So it won't be like frizz. It'll be like wavy-ish.
maybe. Yeah. How are you, friend?
Fantastic. I am doing okay. My new setup is a little bit different, but it means I can see comments. So I'm just looking through and I'm going to say some hi to these
Oh, yay.
folks.
We've got all sorts of folks that are chiming in. Your sister's with us.
Got
We've got
Barbara
several brand
here,
new subscribers.
Lori's here,
Yeah.
Jody, our friend Jody, who's now a mutual friend.
But have you met her in real life?
I haven't. You went up on me. But
I'm
then
so
he's also
evil.
met you in real life and I haven't, so
I really kind of just want to taunt any of my virtual friends until they like just feel the need to come to Jackson
until they're like, well, I guess we're planning a road trip or something like that.
someday.
Right? And then we've got Liz here and my sister, Jenny. It's the first time Jenny's been on your channel because we used to just stream to Facebook on your page. And now we're on YouTube.
Yeah, and I honestly, Deb was pointing this out last week that I used to not use YouTube for my live streams because I didn't see as many like engagement or as much engagement with people. And we're seeing just as many viewers now, if not more. So people have really embraced the change, and I'm grateful because I would like my videos to last for longer than 30 days.
Right?
So there it is. Where
Yeah,
are you?
well, I have some subscribers who they're not on Facebook at all. So
Yeah, yeah.
they were
Social media.
missing out on the streams by it being just on Facebook and not on YouTube too. So they can join now.
Well, and I did see a spot where it looked like YouTube also would allow me to like create some kind of collaborator thing. Have you ever used that where it like maybe links the video to more than one account?
I've done that through StreamYard.
Right.
But
This
I
was
would
like
have
just
to.
on YouTube by itself after the fact. So I'll have to play around with it.
Oh yeah, that would
Because it'd
be
be
really
nice if
interesting.
like you and Deb could have the videos on your own pages too, if you did a project that you wanted to share with your followers. Hi, everybody.
Also, it looks like my mom is here.
Is that Dana, your mom?
Dana is not my mom. Dana
Oh,
is my
okay.
friend. My
Dana's
mom is
like, oh,
Grandma Gay.
because I'm on YouTube. Yay. I'm like, we don't know where we are either. That's okay, Dana.
Then we've got Jenny, and let's see who else we've got. Sandy's here.
Hi, Sandy.
Right, all
Grandma.
friends.
So many good friends. Yes. Oh, and Jenny can watch on her TV too. That's oh gosh, my face is so big right now.
Right. My sister has one of those high def televisions, and I'm just like, oh man.
One of my videos, my parents wanted to watch it on their TV, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was for now. But yeah, it's a little bit. I don't want to sit and watch myself. Other people can do it, but I don't want to sit and watch myself that large.
No, I don't rewatch my own videos very often, but like when I went to visit my sister, she pulled up a couple of my videos. She's got a really big television, and it's so gratifying to me when she pulls up my video on her big television and every detail is so clear. Like I'm like, oh, look, I recorded like a really good high quality video and it shows on the television. I think last time I looked at, because sometimes when they do like the weekly wrap up and stuff, they'll tell you what percentage of your viewers were watching on a television rather than on like a computer or a mobile device or something like that.
Ooh.
And it's actually like, I think about 40% of my viewers watch on their televisions.
It's such a smart idea because we're working with such tiny things and right, like it's got to be really nice for someone to have like the blown up version of the beads at least.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice having YouTube be able to be like not just on a computer, not just on a tiny phone.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Well, I was telling everybody before I let you in because we're not gonna say before you got here because it was my doing.
So,
Before I let you in, that at the top of the comments I linked your channel, specifically the video of the unboxing for this month, since like we're playing with these beads tonight. So
yeah, and I've got most of them here. I haven't really had a chance to sit down. So I have an idea that I want to play around with. But I haven't tried it yet, so we'll find out if it works or not.
I love the like live in person designing. It's the best. We have great luck with that with all of our friends that we join in with. Well, you let me know. Are you ready for me to make your hands, your beadboard bigger?
I got it all here. Hopefully it's the right orientation. I think it's the right orientation. Should be.
I don't know in what world the computer
Thank you,
thinks.
Lori.
There we go. Da, da, da.
Okay, so I got everybody out. But I wanted to play around with these triangle beads.
Yes.
And I wanted to do a multi-strand bracelet with these things.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so I've got these little connectors that have like 5 little loops on it.
Nice.
So I don't know, let's just roll with it and see where we go. I think I'm gonna just pull off 5 strands of this, and I don't know if I want to bead stopper it and then connect it or just connect it first. I feel like if I connect the strands first, then I won't have to mess around too much with connecting both sides later.
Yeah, that's usually if I have any inclination of what I want to do, I feel like that is a little easier, but
Okay, but that means that I need to snip off about 5 strands that are, this is about like, I don't know, 9 inches. That's going to give me plenty of
you've got a
room.
measuring tape on your board, but it's covered in beads.
It is, and it's also in centimeters. So,
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, that'll be tough for some of our followers. All these years later, I have customers who get all turned around by the difference in the metric system compared to.
It's about 12 inches or 11. I probably don't need it to be that long.
You could do your other ones a little bit shorter so you don't waste your precious soft flux.
It'll be fine. I just need 5 strands. Yeah, maybe I'll do one that's just a little bit shorter. There we go.
But then I was teaching in 2023 on our trip in the Czech Republic, and I ended up with like 5 students that were from the community that we were staying in, and it was hilarious. I had to like basically make them a little like converting, measuring like graph on their directions so that they would know what I was saying when I like referred to the lengths, because all my instructions are in, inches and feet and yards because, usually I'm teaching American students.
Okay, so I've got 5 strands, and I that was like perfect amount. I finished the roll for that. Hi, Deb. I'm so glad Deb is.
I was like, speaking of our friends.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I love YouTube as a way of sharing stuff. It's great for that. So let me get these crimped on here. I'm going to use magical crimper and these 2x2 crimp tubes because that's my favorite way of crimping. But
Well,
any
especially
other
with the
crimping
magical
style is
crimper,
good.
it's extra good to get your end attached first rather than trying to get those like
Yes, yes, yes.
multiple magic crimps done at the end on a multi-strand piece.
Let's get this here. And if you are new to magical crimping, I'm just going to talk you through the first one. You want to bend your wire back through your crimp, and then there's this little concavity in here. That's the only thing on this magical crimper. You want to get your crimp centered, give it a little smush, and it tamps down just the corners, right? So then you turn it 90 degrees, give it another smush, turn it at another angle and give it a smush. And each time you turn it, you want to make sure it's centered. But as you go around, it's going to smooth out those corners and give you a nice, strong crimp. Just a little ball of crimp that you don't have to worry about. What is the thing? Crimp
The
covers.
cover.
Yeah, because I'm terrible at crimp covers. This is why I love this so much.
I can totally finagle a crimp cover. My like line with my customers is that if I can buy one tool and then one kind of crimp bead, I would far rather just do that than fuss around with like an additional item that I have to buy and then keep track of and then add onto my project every time.
Right? And like the soft flex wire specifically, it doesn't need like what are they called? Wire guardians.
Guardians, right.
Yeah. And so I can minimize the amount of metal that I use because sometimes I make things for my sister or my mom who have metal allergies. And if I minimize the metals that I use, and I know that these soft flex crimps are good, they are ones that they can wear next to their skin and not have any issues, then it makes
super good
even
point.
better. They've got crimp covers that are hypoallergenic or nickel free.
Well, and it just depends on somebody's sensitivity, right? Like, not everyone is only sensitive to the nickel. So, if you know whatever metal you're using works for the person that you're making it for, then that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to get like even sized loops, and it's not quite even, but I think
that's awfully darn close.
I think it'll be okay. Maybe I can even it out with like a 15 or something.
Look at your beautiful French tip nails.
Oh, thanks. I am not a gatekeeper. I will say I do press on nails because they protect my very weak nails when I'm working with wire and stuff.
That is
and
like one
nice
of the
on
most
camera.
Impressive press-on nail applications I've ever seen. Like, I'm staring at the edges now, like, really?
For press-ons? Yeah.
They look great.
I use press-ons all the time.
I have some, and I've used them periodically, but I'm trying to remember the one time that I tried to keep them on. I kept them on for a few days, and they were like the glue adhesive was already on the nail. I don't know if you glue yours separately.
There's some sticky tabs that I use. I don't like the like nail glue. It's too brittle.
Yeah.
And since my nails are really bendy, it doesn't stay. It doesn't last. So the sticky tabs are bendy. And if you prep your nails ahead of time,
prep is key.
I can usually get them to last for about a week, which is about how long my attention span lasts before I want a change, want something new.
Perfect.
They're also really easy to remove without really damaging your nails. So
yeah, that's my big thing. Gel will stay on my nails for like 10 days or more, gel polish, if I have it applied at the salon. But then if I do that more than once and don't get my nails a break in between with like some really good cuticle oil and like the nourishing polish that you can apply, then I will end up breaking my nails and splitting them and all sorts of ugliness. So
Ugh, that's the hard part. Sometimes is fitting your strand back through the crimp.
I know every once in a while I'll get a thick one.
Okay, so this is 5 strands. This is going to be probably one of the more complicated ones that I've done with you. Because it's 5 strands at once.
Well, what's funny is this collection must be doomed to be a multi-strand bracelet, because I'll show you guys later. I've got a 3-strand bracelet that I'm making as a gift for a friend, and I included like 1 or 2 extra colors of beads in it with this collection, only because I wanted to kind of give people a glimpse of like what they can do with, like the blues when they want to do something other than just the monochromatic look that's given in the set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it was like a multi-strand bracelet kind of a week.
Sometimes you just gotta do lots of strands of wire. So this is gonna be fun trying to keep track of these.
That's what you can use the beads, the
stoppers for, yeah.
Collect them all into one and just like crimp them together.
And the last one. Hooray. So yeah, I'm just trying to imagine doing this with beads on it, and that'll be the fun that I get to do at the end of this.
Maybe work from like the center out.
Center out, yeah.
On the other side for like, because of having beads attached.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I have a harder time with the magical crimper, is when I'm in like a tighter space, if I'm working on like earrings or something where I'm like squishing things together. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
All sorts of people joining us.
All right. Let's do this last one. All right.
Jody, while we're just chit-chatting, somebody mentioned a bracelet that you made with this collection, and I'm trying to remember if I saw it like in Beads in Progress, or if
I saw it on her channel.
Okay, I'll have to go look at it. I'm so excited now.
Used some of these beads in it.
Love it.
Absolutely loved it. Okay, let's clear off some of these guys out of the way. Again, I'm kind of gonna be winging it a little bit, but I'm gonna be using, I think, a couple of different sizes of these beads. So maybe these guys. Yeah, no, that one. I'm swapping them around. It's so nice to have options. All right.
It's like bead Jenga.
Okay, so that's the upside. I'm gonna want these to all go through there. I'm gonna start here. There. I wonder if I should tape this down. No, I don't need to tape it down, because I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. But I'm gonna get some of these guys out, and I'm gonna want my pointy side up, because these have a pointy side. And I'm just gonna get them in the right order. No, let's do a single 11-0 on each side, just on each strand, just to get it started. right next to the crimp. Just going down the top to bottom. This is the top, that's the bottom.
Oh, Jody, that is so cute. I hunted it down.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We could all replicate each other's bracelets and then stack them
have
up
our
on the wall at
matching
the
bracelet.
same time.
Okay, so these top two, I'm going to put the triangle bead on. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that color is hard because it's transparent with no like finish on it. So it's hard to see where the holes are at, I think.
They're right down at the bottom of that there. Hey, 11-0, where are you going?
It's escaping. Quick, get it.
Okay, I'm gonna be wrangling these wires this entire thing.
So I have a confession, Becky. When I like scrolled up on the video from Jody, it showed me your bracelet that you made with the March collection that I totally missed and love to pieces.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I was like, where have I been? Under a rock? These girls are making all these beautiful things.
Okay, so I've got the 11-0s. Let me scooch that up here so you can see it a little bit better. Got this right here, and I think what I'm going to do is continue on with these 11-0s. I'm going to put an 11-0 on each of these other three.
I really love the bronze accents against the blue colors. Very pretty.
Okay, except for this bottom one, instead of the 11-0, I'm going to put on this 8-0 down there. I'm going to see if that fits. It's going to space this out a little bit for me. All right. Now working from top to bottom. I'm going to put on an 11-0 on the top strand. Second strand. And then my third strand. There's 3 in the middle, 3 on the second to the bottom. Then I've got an 11-0, an 8-0, and I'm going to put one more 11-0 on this one. Okay. Then another 11-0 on the top. Okay, this is going to be like sort of complicated, but that's okay.
Sometimes it's necessary, right?
Right, and then I'm going to take another triangle bead and I'm going to skip the first one because I already put a 11-0 on that one. I'm going to go through the second, or use the second one. And I want to make sure I'm going through the hole that will leave the triangle bead pointing in the same direction with the pointy end as the other one. So the second and third, think of it like guitar strings. And these are our frets. Maybe? I don't know. And I'm losing some of my beads again. So I keep picking it up.
Dana said that those 11s are always trying to get away.
Right. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Yeah, so I'm going to end up staggering them as they go along, I think. All right, so I've got the first 3 done. I need to add an 11-0 to each of these others. Or just another 8-0. No. Yes. 2 8-0s down there on the end. So second strand from the bottom. Another 11-0. So I've got 4 there. This one I'm going to put another 8-0 on. Then you have to do the 2. Is this too complicated for a live?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you might not get to the end, but I think I know where you're going with it. And I think people see enough to understand. You're so funny. You're like, is
this a bad idea?
That's what Danielle does during lives. Like, she's just free, like, lancing it and will totally, like, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I put an 8-0 on the top one. And I'm going to do an 11-0 on the next from the top.
Dana's question, I think, is pertinent to the overall design. I mean, I think I can answer it, but I want you to, just so I don't mess it up.
I'm going to be doing a pattern across all 5 strands. I would like my little triangle beads to zigzag across the bracelet from top to bottom and go up and down. So I've only got 2, one on the top next to that. I'm sorry, Jenny.
Jenny, come to the dark side.
2-hole bead side. I left her with some 2-hole beads at her house, so she can play around with it. Maybe I should have done something simple to be a good sister, but
2-hole beads can be easy. They don't have to be hard.
That's right. They can be super easy. So, Jenny, you could do this with the 2-hole beads and just 2 strands. But you wouldn't have the undulating like I'm looking for this. Okay, so I'm just trying to build it as I go. Keep them all about even-ish. Yeah, I had it in my head, Dana. I didn't even write it down.
Well, and I'm sure once you're done, we can post a nice up-close picture and people will be able to follow that probably a little bit more concisely than, because in the video, I think no matter how easy the project is, sometimes it's just hard for people to follow live in a video too.
Yeah, especially when we've got some weird stuff happening. Okay, so that top one, that's where I've got my 8-0s are going to be on the top bits. I could probably do it like somewhere else in there in the pattern, but I'm feeling a little bit like I don't want to overcomplicate it. Although I sort of am a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so with the top 2, I've gone ahead and done another 11-0. And now I'm getting ready for the 3rd and 4th string. Let's see how even these are. So these top 3, even-ish. Next 2 are even-ish. All right, so stay where you're supposed to be. This part where I'm putting in on the triangle bead, this is the one where my other beads try to get away from me.
Yeah,
this is
Dana,
that one.
Dana,
that one's
it's the triangle beads and the seed beads, to answer your question.
Triangle bead wasn't fitting on there easily. Okay, let's So on to one strand. This is that long strand that I cut, the first one. So it's a little bit longer than the others. Yeah, the 2-hole beads are meant to kind of hold all of these strands together. Once I get them all on there. Hopefully you can see some of that pattern emerging a little bit. That has gone up to the side. Right, and I'm going to put another 11-0 here on this last one. I should probably have drawn it out or something, but you know, I wanted to wing it.
Sometimes that's the most fun.
Right? And I need, I think, one more 11 on that side? Probably not. Okay. So I'm going to start from top to bottom. Put an 8-0 on here. I need to get more 8-0s out of my bag.
Everybody loves it. Yes,
Oh, thank you
the
guys.
triangle beads do have 2 holes in this situation.
Yep. I like the idea of them like pointing out like little spikes, like little teeny spikes.
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stabby. Maybe it is the punk rocker in me that is like,
That's must be why I love those and the pyramid or stud beads. I just get a kick out of the pointy or the daggers, like all the pointy beads.
Right. Here's some of my faves. All right, and I'm just 11-0ing all the way down, except for that outside strand where I placed another 8-0.
I like watching your process. I think that doing the seed beads across that way, I don't know, the patterning of how you add the beads is an important part of the process when you're doing a design like this.
I think so. All right. And my strands are looping around they're shifting. I do have to go a bit punk sometimes, it's true.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So now that I've got that all the way down, now it's time to place another triangle beads, but it's going to be down here at the bottom of this. So I'm going to start at the top strand, another 11-0. I'm going to go all the way down. And I really like these ones that they almost have like a little pink tinge to the glass.
Yeah, I called them like cream lined blueberry or something because there's like a solid lining in the color, and then the glass itself is this soft, like sort of purpley blue color. Or the glass might be more pinky, and then the lining might be a bit of a blue or a purple.
Yeah, I like it. It just adds more depth to the whole bead.
Yes.
I love interesting beads, and that's one of the reasons I love your subscriptions, because you include interesting beads.
Well, and I think, it's kind of a mixed bag because some people really prefer to work with like all of the same brand. And there's projects where that's necessary, but some of the brands have such beautiful colors, and they're still like all Japanese seed beads, which is helpful to know because they are still more even from one to the next. The Czech seed beads are a little bit more irregular. So there's the one brand and the subscriptions is like the most irregular of the Japanese seed beads, but they are still all Japanese.
Is that the Matuba ones?
Yeah, or the Matsuno.
Matsuno. Okay,
Yeah, Matsubo is a Czech
that's a
brand. The
different one.
Matsuno.
Okay, Matsuno. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Matt something.
Yeah, they're close in name, which is interesting.
Okay, so there's all 5 strands now, sort of gathered with these guys.
Fun.
4 of those, and I'm just gonna go back up the other way, I guess. But seed beads between them. I'm just gonna double check the lengths, see if I need to make any adjustments to how many beads I put between them. And I think I've got a little bit of extra space there on that bottom strand. I don't know if you can see that right there. So I either need another 11-0 or I need to replace this 11-0 right here with an 8-0. So I'm going to just carefully pull this strand out.
Oh, so you don't have to undo the whole thing. Smart.
I'm going to take these 2 off and I'm going to try it with, I've got these pinched here in my hand. I could use my bead stopper though instead, but I think I can hold it.
I think sometimes when you're having to like add beads and then hold them over and over again, it's a little easier to just hold on to the strands with your hand.
Okay, will that fit or do I think I need another 11-0 there. Oh. Now I'm going to go back through that. Triangle bead. Yeah. Yeah, that helped fill that in very nicely. All right. So let's do an 8-0 on the top strand and 11-0s for the rest of them. It's like there's going to be a triangle, a pass where you place a triangle bead, and then another pass where you just do 11-0s, except for the edges. I'm adding those 8-0s for interest.
Yeah, Becky, the Matsubo brand, they produce a ton of 2-hole beads, including those nib bits that are in this month's subscription. And I actually got to go to the factory last time and shop. We didn't get to tour the factory like we did some of the other places in Yablonets, but I did get to sit on the floor amidst just piles and piles of 2-hole beads and scoop them in the bags for a couple hours until my back hurt.
That sounds amazing.
It was amazing. And I was furious. I was shopping so furiously that I had multiple friends going around like digging beads out of bags for me as well. Because once they grabbed what they wanted, then they started like gathering things for me too.
All right, so here's where I'm going to be moving back up. So instead of the triangle bead being on this end, I'm going to do these 3rd and 4th strands again. That 4th strand is the long one. I might clip it just so that it's not like so weirdly long.
It feels like it's creating weirdness.
It's giving that one weird chin hair that always grows.
Oh. May you always have friends and family nearby who will point out the chin hair for you. That should be some kind of a proverb. Oh my goodness.
There you go. All right, and I'm going to skip over to 8-0s on that final strand now. And you know what? I don't think my 8-0s are going to be on the same row. They're going to be alternating too, which is great.
Right. You planned it that way, right?
I did. Yeah, it didn't happen in my head, but happening
You
in real
remain
life, and I'm
hopeful.
accepting it, and it's celebrating it. Oh man, I have missed this.
I know. It's been too long since we've gathered.
Yeah, I think you were having some rough times, I know. It's been
Oh, I was just telling
hard.
some customers at the store today that I, well, and another friend that I thrive on a little bit of routine. Like I don't want every single day to be like Groundhog Day, but it definitely starts to mess with my head when there's like a lot of constant upsetting change and uncertainty. So it does feel very good to be past some of what was going on with that for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't like really schedule, it didn't feel easy to schedule a lot of things with other people because then, if like things came up, poor Danielle ended up doing one video by herself in February, which bless her, she's such a doll and totally jumped into, just what she felt like she needed to do. And it was very sweet of her. But I don't like asking people to, do more than I've already asked of them.
I understand that. She is an absolute trooper though. She's like one of the best people I've ever known.
I know. I honestly feel like the bead industry and our customers are some of like just the best people in the world. Such good, kind spirited, helpful people.
Right?
I think it's
It's
our creativity that like is a sign that, we're all wanting the best in life and the best for other people too.
oof, my eye is watering really bad right now.
Oh no. Of course, while you're trying to use both hands
Oh,
consistently.
while yeah, give me just a sec to inside of my shirt that thing. It has less dog hair on it. On the inside.
I know. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't currently have any animals that crawl into my shirt. Like there's some small dogs that like to like burrow, but
Okay, and I'm just trying to see where we're at. Okay, so I've got an 11 on that strand, 11 on that one. Are we even? Are we even? No, we're not even.
oh. The texture that is starting to be created is really looking fantastic, though.
I love it, honestly. I'm really happy that it's mostly working out.
I feel like I've seen costume jewelry like in department stores and stuff that has a similar vibe, and it's so cool to see it in like real time coming together with these colors.
How we're putting it together.
Yes.
Alright. Moving along. I'm almost back up to the other edge, but not quite.
Everybody is agreeing with us that the bead community is the best.
Yes, well they are part of it, so kudos to you guys.
Exactly. It's so ironic that we're having this conversation right now because at the store today, somebody was commenting on the fact that they like came in and were chatting about something and mentioned someone that they wouldn't expect just everybody to know, but the other person at the store totally knew who they were talking about, and it was like a very kind reference too. So it was just funny. They were laughing like, oh my goodness, like. I mean, and we don't live in a huge town, so it's not completely unusual for people to know one another, but it's just it was a very similar sort of conversation like what we're having about um, the bead community as a whole being so lovely and close knit.
Yeah, well, it makes the world a little bit smaller to have some shared interests with folks, even if it's a larger world that you live in, you know?
Yes, yes. I think that since I've started to embrace the online community more the last 5 or so years, that it has really felt that much. And I mean, we have such a lovely local bead community, and the whole time I've worked in the industry have had such a privilege to have that locally. But it's really cool to see it happening on a national and international level as well.
Yeah. And like I can't get out very much because I've got obligations at home. So having YouTube and having um, the internet bead community really gets me that socialization that I need, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm about to put this one up here. And I'm just, as I'm going, making sure that they're kind of like an even level with the beads, adding an 11 when I need to, taking one away. But it's mostly just playing by ear, which,
Yeah,
sometimes I play guitar by ear, so.
that's a really good point, Becky, because these beads may have just the slightest amount of irregularities when you're stringing like this with such precision that people might not be able to like sit and count a number of beads that will go in each position. There's
Mhm.
going to be a little bit of playing around with the spacing as you work, and it will change depending on what color and brand of bead you're using.
All right, so I've got my little V that I've made. They're clear, so it's harder to see.
I know.
But
I mean, you can definitely, like I said, you can see the texture of them in the patterning. So
I think this would work too with like the bar beads that were in last month's subscription.
that would be
This
cute.
type of thing would work great with the lentils as well.
Oh yeah, could totally
Dual
see that.
lentils.
Oh my gosh, it makes my like elbow and shoulder hurt to think about you stringing the rest of that. I have such a death grip on my work when I'm doing something like this, but it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm holding on down here and kind of like letting it rest against here. And that's kind of like letting the beads or the wire too, like kind of bend over my fingers instead of trying to like wrestle it from
Yeah,
getting into things.
somebody commented earlier that you were really like moving along, and yeah, as you start to,
Halfway.
part of it is just getting something on the thread or the
Right.
wire, right? Like,
Right. Once I've got like all of them sort of connected a little bit, it is a lot easier for me to hold on to. I'm not wrangling as much. Not
yes,
as much.
good. Well, does anybody have any questions for Becky? I feel like she's done a really great job of explaining the like idea and the process, and we're not going to sit here until she finishes the bracelet. This is
Right?
not a one sitting sort of project, I don't think.
I'm just gonna be stringing this for a little while.
Do you have anything fun coming up that you would like to share with people? Should I go find a link for anything? What are you up to over the next week or two?
Over the next week or two, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm doing
I didn't know
stuff.
if you had any more live scheduled.
I'm gonna be doing a live with Sam Speedbox. We're gonna do a little class.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
not this weekend, but next weekend. Just some fun with donuts, that sort of thing.
Oh, I was like, donuts. Now I remember. Donut pendants. Yes, yes.
The kind you don't eat.
The kind you don't eat, yes, not the kind I had this morning.
Exactly. So, what am I doing? Yes. Yay, thank you, Liz.
We are all obsessed with the texture of this project.
I'm gonna starting from the end again, and the middle two are what I need. So let's set this down. Make sure they're not flipped around, because then I'll end up with a triangle pointing the other way.
Ah, stabby stabby on your wrist.
Yeah. Not to
They're not really
stabby
pointy for anyone
not.
that's never worked with the triangles. They're rounded on the top, but it would still probably not be very comfortable to have
Not
it
that
facing your
stabby.
wrist.
Yeah. You can carry this onto an airplane. It is not an effective weapon.
We were joking about that in my family. We were talking about flight accommodations that we were trying to make, and like what length of blade you can have on your scissors or whatever, because as traveling beaders we do have to consider these things. And my dad is former military and was like, yeah, because you can't kill anybody with a blade that's 1 inch long. And we're all just laughing because it's like, well, yeah, probably technically.
I mean, not with that attitude, you can't.
He was totally being sarcastic. He was feeling stabby, I think, himself. But you have to know Mark's sense of humor. He's a teddy bear, but he likes to I grew up watching like all sorts of old war movies and Star Wars and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, but no, I actually, because I have been a knitter for a while, and so you can bring knitting needles onto airplanes. Sometimes they will ask you to remove your work from the knitting needles, or ask you to knit with them first. At least they did in the past. I don't know if they still do that or not.
Oh, that's interesting. To prove that you're using them for knitting.
Yep. And so I've done that. Crochet hooks are just fine. Nobody bats an eye
Yeah,
at
it
those.
seems like it'd be harder to like get somebody in the jugular with one of those.
But I would look for a long time for like little thread cutters, and they make like clover thread cutter needles, or they're just like a
Like
necklace. It's like a circle with little like covered what are they called? Like razor blade sort of things on the inside, but covered, so you can't get to it and open it and do that sort of thing. So that's one thing. But I would just always carry a fingernail clippers.
I was just gonna say when I'm traveling
in my carry-on, and that's what I would use. Fingernail clippers are great for cutting. They'll cut fire line.
Just a new pair, so they're nice and sharp. Yeah, I will keep those in my carry-on and then pack all of my like better tools in my checked bag.
Yeah. Oh, and also I would do embroidery on flights too for a while. And again, fingernail clippers. You're
Works
really
like
great.
a charm. And I think the fingernail clippers are a better answer for beadwork than the little disc thing we were talking about, because if you're trying to finish your thread off of a project, you can't get in close enough with that disc style cutter.
No, you cannot. No. Those are more useful for, I guess, embroidery work, or at least knitting and crochet work.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was definitely a bit of a nightmare to start, but now that I've got it going for a while.
Well, and 100%, it was less of a nightmare than if you had not attached your cord.
Right.
I didn't fully like think about what you were possibly getting ready to endeavor, and this would have been
Having it attached at one end
beautiful.
before I started was 100% the right choice for me.
You made a good life choice today.
You. I
Oh.
love these. I think I'm so happy about this.
I think it's gonna be so incredible when you're done and you're gonna wear it and just be like, look at this amazing thing I did. I'm never gonna make another one of these again. Or
Never.
you're gonna make like
This is the
10 of them
one
in
time. Yeah.
designs and colors.
I think if I had some triangle beads that weren't as see-through, it might have a little more impact on that. But I kind of like the subtle.
Yeah, there's still something really cool about it being more textural and less like a color change that makes the pattern. It definitely reminds me of some traditional like Native American types of bracelets. I'll have to do some like Googling to really pinpoint what I'm thinking of. But thank you so much for sharing this with us. I'm gonna make our faces bigger again.
I'm so happy to do that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh,
Oh, well, thanks everybody that popped on tonight. It was so good chatting with you all. Lots of familiar subscriber friends. They were like
yes.
ready to use these blue beads.
Right? And any of my friends from my channel who don't subscribe to the Beads to Live By YouTube channel, go hit that subscribe button so you can catch the other lives that Cassandra is going to be doing and her tutorials.
Yeah. Yeah. I apparently am not paying close enough attention to my YouTube subscriptions because I definitely subscribe to you and Jody's channels. And I'm like, okay, got to get on here like a couple times a week and spy on what everybody's doing because you guys are making beautiful stuff over here. Well, we'll make sure. The other thing, if you guys are not familiar with our Facebook group, we have a group called Beads in Progress for Beads to Live By. And it is where you will see a lot of these finished things posted. So I'm going to grab that link really quick before we sign off here. But that's just like basically the concept for that group was born out of the idea that when we started to do online classes, I wasn't doing really like live tutorial videos, or there wasn't a lot of like interaction during the videos. But when I started doing like Zoom classes and things, and then started to shift to also doing these kinds of videos, people were commenting, you know, like the joy of like an in-person class or being in the store is that you get to see like the colors that other people are putting together. And so that was like what born the idea of the Beads in Progress group was like, well, Facebook gives us these groups where we can like, you know, interact a little bit more directly as a like group rather than just the comments on a video. But thank you, Liz and Dana, for being here.
Thank you guys for joining us. And thank you, Cassandra, for having me on.
Oh my gosh, always a pleasure. I can't wait to see. I know it's, oh gosh. Now that you're like moving along, I'm like, finish it.
Don't worry, I will get it finished and I will 100% post a photo to Beads in Progress so you can see it.
Absolutely no real pressure. You take your time. That's kind of a beast of a bracelet there. But everybody says thank you. Fun evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. I will be live possibly by myself next week, but I'm gonna see if I can't rope somebody random, not so random, into joining me.
Somebody into joining you.
So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you for joining us, Beki, and for all of your beautiful creativity.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you to everyone out there.
Bye, guys.